is there anything else you want to cover on the other tanks that we've got down here?
Well, what we can do is we can take a look at all these nice fancy tank models. Now, the Hapens, they do have a new unit that hopefully we'll be able to see. Yep, it's coming towards us. So this guy, the Archon tank, that white, a lot of the minor factions in AOTR, when they were introduced, they had a lot of placeholder units put in. So the Hapens, they used to have the droid tank, the AAT, and it didn't really make sense. So putting in the Archon tank is what the Hapens were meant to have. We're probably gonna let them keep the Flash Speeder and Geon Speeder because I just kind of like the aesthetic of it. The Hapen ground roster and their navy, like, they feel the most complete now of the minor factions.
Hello everybody, my name is Charlie and you're watching EcksToo, and today I am joined by Mr.Pres to go over on the Rebel side the 2.8.1 update for ground combat. So if you want to introduce yourself, Mr.Pres.
Yeah, what's up guys? It's me, it's your boy, Mr.Pres.
So we've got a lot of ground units here that Mr.Pres wanted to go through with us today, show them off in this battle that we've set up here. And we'll just get straight into it. So,
all right, well, first of all, so we're not fighting our usual enemy, so we're going to be fighting the Hapens today. With the Hapens, their big thing is they have pretty good infantry and they have pretty good new tank.
Interesting.
So we have a U-wing on the deck, which comes down with our commander. And with our U-wing, we can use it to, like, it has ion cannons on board, so we can use it to stun enemy units. So if we do encounter that tank, we can have the U-wing take it out.
Gotcha. Just trying to
we can
squeeze.
just deploy all the tanks.
Yep.
I'd recommend T3B and T3H.
T3B, where are you?
Bottom.
T3H, and then the other one right next to it.
Yeah.
Can I drop you? Oh, there we go. Oh, I cancelled them. Oh, my goodness. There we go. And there we go. We have enough for the others, yeah.
Bring down everything else.
Let's just quickly get these guys moving so I can actually get some space. So much. We have so much ground units here.
I know, you're rich. So the Seraph Speeder, their blaster cannon has been nerfed so that it's no longer the infantry killing monster that it used to be. So before, they were able to one-shot kill army troopers, which were, the Imperial Tier 1 units, and because of their fast rate of fire, these things were able to just cut through infantry like a knife through hot butter. So they're still going to be effective, they're just not going to be as effective. And the blaster cannon nerf also applies to the T1B and T1C.
Gotcha. Perfect. Alrighty. Is there anything else you want to cover on the other tanks that we've got down here?
Well, what we can do is we can take a look at all these nice fancy tank models. So before, they didn't look as nice, like the T3H and T3B. They would be, like a kind of an off-white color with red stripes and stuff before. So now the T3Bs, which are the two closest to the camera, they have their torpedo launcher strapped to the hull. Looks like it's duct taped onto the side. They kind of have like a more World War II kind of feel with the turret design and, their track and the Schertzen style armor. The T3H had a little bit of a functionality change where you'll see that it has its missile pod on the turret. So it will fire smart missiles. So before, the missiles that it fired did not track. Now they are going to track. They're going to have a bit longer range, but they're going to do a little less damage to make up for their higher accuracy. So the T3B also, it lost its shields, and its armor class went up by 1. So instead of it being medium armor, it is now heavy armor. And its torpedo on the side has been buffed.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's more about damage over time now instead of direct impact damage.
So and did you mention this?
Super heavy tanks.
Also, like the fire of the proton torpedo launcher, that type of damage?
Yes.
Gotcha. Right. Well, shall we put these guys into action? Oh, well,
yes.
Too late. We're doing it right now.
Alright, so the Hapens are going to blitz us. Now, the Hapens, they do have a new unit that hopefully we'll be able to see. Yep, it's coming towards us. So this guy, the Archon tank, that white...
this guy here.
A lot of the minor... Yes. A lot of the minor factions in AOTR, when they were introduced, they had a lot of placeholder units put in. So the Hapens, they used to have the droid tank, the AAT, and it didn't really make sense. So putting in the Archon tank is what the Hapens were meant to have. We're probably gonna let them keep the Flash Speeder and Geon Speeder because I just kind of like the aesthetic of it. But the Hapen ground roster and their navy, they feel the most complete now of the minor factions. But the Archon tank has a medium laser cannon, but it also has ion cannons on board, so it's capable of disabling your tanks. So if you engage an Archon tank, engage it with numbers, don't necessarily engage it with a tank that has more firepower.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll be able to see what it can do. I mean, we've got quite a lot of firepower here, so we're melting all the others.
And because you have the U-wing, you can just use the ion cannons on the U-wing. Ooh, that's a good shield hit from the Archon. Man, I'm narrating.
This guy.
I'm gonna start narrating it like it's a sports game.
Oh, be my guest. He's totally fine. Here he is. He's coming in.
Coming in. Archon tank moving down the.
Let's keep you away.
Line, 50 yards.
Please stay away. I don't want you dying.
Get there. Ooh, a good hit from the Archon tank, disabling that Seraph Speeder.
So, Jesus, there's a lot going on. A lot of firepower going on here. I need to pull these guys in so they can actually do some damage. It seems to be right.
Send forward the infantry. They'll be able to get some work done. Oh, the F5, so the tank that has the giant medical symbol underneath it, you can pop a smoke screen with that tank.
Oh, really? They seem to be already used. I can't seem to use them.
It must be. Once they recharge, you can pop smoke, and then you can give cover for your infantry.
Let's see what we can do here. Once it comes up.
It's a pretty freaking cool ability.
Oh, they have to be in it. Oops.
Yes.
My bad. That's cool though. I like that. Just smoke screened out in the middle of nowhere. That's
He is deployed a tactical smoke screen. And he is confusing the enemy.
Okay, so these guys seem to be down. Nice. What else have we got here? They've got a lot of structures here.
They're on defense, so they know to get those turrets. They know to get.
What is he doing? Please, all the way out there.
The cool part with the U-wing, since it came with the field commander, you don't have to worry too much about it because it's not a paid-for unit.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, right. I thought he was that unit, so that's why I was panicking.
No, the commander is the infantry unit on the ground.
Yeah.
And he can roll. He's one single squad, but when he's going with the other infantry, he can actually give an ability called Fire Command, so it buffs the rate of fire of all the other infantry around him.
Yeah, I see it there.
It's really deadly if he has, any sort of repeating blaster units with him.
So let's see if we can. Is there anywhere situation you want me to put the any of these tanks into? I mean, all I'm seeing is a lot of structures, and my U-wing.
We can send the pull the U-wing back and send a T3B to engage that Archon tank.
Okay, cool. Is it this guy? T3B. There we go. Bring him in.
So because the T3B is a tracked vehicle, its acceleration is pretty much instantaneous. Versus a hover vehicle, it has to spend time getting up to its top speed.
Oh yes, I remember you talking about this, like max speed and acceleration.
Yeah,
It's,
there's the whole quick versus fast debate.
Here we go. I think we just lost our U-wing. Yep, he just
rip.
He probably just rushed right back in. So here's the T3B. I'm gonna go at this Archon tank.
So it's popped a shield. The Archon tank, because of the T3B's heavy armor. Ooh, concussion grenade hit. Come on, T3B. You can punch through.
There we go. So, anti-medium shield type. And here on the T3B, we have a heavy vehicle. Okay, there we go.
So the Archon was losing the fight once the shield dropped. So it tried to get away. It failed.
For bombing runs. Should we just bombing run whatever's here? I'm like, is that dumb?
Yeah. We can bomb them. Now the T1C is it's the cool looking one with the radar on top.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be your best AA vehicle that you can have as the Alliance. So it has 2 anti-air missiles on board.
Yeah.
And it also has 4 blaster cannons. So it's pretty good anti-infantry as well. It's got increased armor from the normal T1B and T1A that it's based on. So it's a pretty solid unit.
Very nice. It doesn't seem like they have any air units here to test them out on, unfortunately.
Because your T1Cs are just that good. There's no air units.
and what other one did we have here? It was the T1B. Yeah.
So the T1 line is kind of like your anti-air line. So the T1A, which I think we actually have it in this battle. The T1A just has its blaster cannons that can fire up into the air. The T1B actually has a little flak pod, which is mounted on the side. And then the T1C has the anti-air missiles.
I see. I tried targeting him, and he just went straight for the anti-vehicle unit, I think. But he has a mind of its own. And then the T3H, we could send that in, and maybe it can use its smart fire missile to destroy these maneuverable vehicles. All right, let's have a look. T3H, AF5, T3H, hover tank, perfect. So using the smart, the smart
fire missile.
Interesting. That's not an activatable ability. He has to use it himself, yeah?
Well, it's the ability that is on the left there. That's
oh yeah, so
it means it's an auto fire ability. So
gotcha.
The unit will deploy it when it thinks it's right,
which he just did.
So the 2 white missiles that it fired, it destroyed its target, even though it started moving. So before, if the target moved at all, the rockets would have just missed.
Let's go ahead and see if we can. God, I'll tell you what, I'll just bring all of them in. that'll solve the issue.
The T3H also got an anti-heavy shield, which is why it's tanking so well from the anti-vehicle turret.
Oh, really?
So with how the shield types work, is anti-heavy is really good against defending against like one single powerful shot.
Gotcha.
Anti-medium is like a bit between anti-heavy and anti-light, so it's the most flexible. And then anti-light is more for defending against a lot of incoming fire. So if you have like a T1A, that's a really good infantry support because that can take the repeating blasting fire, can, all those infantry shots coming in. But if, let's say, a heavy laser cannon were to hit its shield, it can't repel that much energy that's coming into the shield versus an anti-heavy shield that can repel the energy from the single shot.
Yeah, that's actually sense. Yeah, no, I get that. So that's actually quite an interesting point because the anti-infantry vehicle that was built here was firing large, strong shots at the said vehicle and was doing more minimal damage to its shields just purely because it wasn't anti-heavy armor type.
Right. It's because, you know, shields when they're on units, they don't have to be like an anti-everything kind of additional armor. They can be specialized just as armor can be specialized.
Oh, right. Sorry. So, like, the shielding has a different effect than the hull. So, like, if you're anti-heavy, your shields will behave differently anyway, because it's based off whatever the shield behavior it has instead of the armor behavior.
Correct.
Gotcha. Sorry, I said my previous statement was wrong then. Yeah.
All the light bulbs are going off.
We're just brute forcing through these. Did we miss one? What was the one we missed? Oh, over.
I don't think the Hapens have very many units left alive. I think the landings, if you look at the mini-map, the landing zone in the top left,
yeah,
I think there might be infantry up there. So if you send like you could put a couple infantry units inside one of the F5.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout.
And then bring them up there.
Let's get these guys in there, and you guys in there as well. Let's actually go ahead and stop. And then, sorry, I'm going to bring them in now. You get in there. You get in there. And then we'll take them up to the top corner. And bring everyone down to the other one. Can you get in?
I don't think I mentioned this, but the rebel infantry that you have inside the F5, I think they have the deploy sandbags ability.
Sandbags, yeah.
So I feel like I've said this before, but I'm not sure if I have, so I might as well just say it again.
Go for it.
It'll deploy a sandbag. It'll give the troops a cover bonus. Actually, it would be pretty cool if you deployed them here and then pop smoke. Oh. Or I guess not.
Or not. Well, I mean, for the people who want to know about this, it will be, because you did mention it in the other episode when we had that massive ground battle on Hoth. We did use the... No, was that one, or was it the other one? We've done 3 episodes here.
I don't know. We've done a fair amount of recording, but I feel like I mentioned it somewhere.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was on the big Hoth battle, actually, to be fair. But there you go. So those are the updates, the remaining updates for the 2.8.1 for like the rebels, just covering over some of the tanks for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and again, Mr.Pres, thank you so much for sticking with me throughout all these recordings. It's been a lot of fun. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, mate. And the next major update that you're going to see from us, hopefully, is going to be space rework.
Yes, that's going to be super exciting. I know me and Echo pumped for that one, for sure.
So it's going to feel like a new game, just from the little bit of prototyping that I've messed around with already. It's real. It's going to be good.
That's what I want to hear, my man. That's what I want to hear. But yeah, guys, again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode. Take care. Goodbye, everyone.
See you guys.